Oh, hi. You're a little early. I know the show's called Behind the Curtain, but I think we might be a little bit too far behind the curtain. How about this? How about you let me finish getting ready, and I'll meet you at the Saint-Marcel-du-Lude right after the logo. All right? See you there. All right, welcome back to the final episode of Behind the Curtain. We are currently outside the Saint-Marcel-du-Lude for the opening night of the English production. We have a packed show tonight, so let's go inside and see who we can find. All right, so now we're at the front of the house with Désirée and Leigh to talk to me about what that entails. So we usually need quite a few people to work front of the house. What are some of the different roles and why are they important?
Well, front of house is a great way to promote theatre. There are many roles. There are about 8 to 10 different roles. Most of our members we're all volunteers, so we always need people to come help us and support us and greet all the people that arrive and support theatre.
Thank you. And I'm guessing you guys also help set the tone and welcoming people in and stuff and get them ready for the show?
Right. Well, first of all, we appreciate all the people who come and support the theatre. We greet them at the door. Obviously, front of house takes care of the needs. If someone needs assistance getting to their seat, if they have special requirements, making sure that they're getting their tickets, the ones they booked beforehand. Anyway, but just making sure everyone has all those details taken care of. And we always wish them a great show and really appreciate, again, them showing up.
All right, so I'm with Emily, who is now stage manager. She was assistant director, still is, but now we're going to talk to her about stage managing, and Jean-Guy, who takes care of sound. First off, can you explain what exactly the role of stage manager is, and what do you do?
Yeah. So a stage manager basically takes over from the director about a week ahead of the actual performance. We're the ones who make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be, when it's supposed to be there. We make sure people are where they're supposed to be, when they're supposed to be there. And we make sure that everything happens on time. So we make sure that the sound, we're ultimately responsible for making sure that the sound happens when the sound is supposed to happen, lights go off and on when they're supposed to, actors enter when they're supposed to. Can't do much about exiting, that's up to them. And we also make sure that all the props are in place. So basically, we sort of oversee the whole operation.
And now, production week. Can you explain to me what that looks like? What's the scheduling like for that, usually?
Imagine not sleeping. No, so basically, it's full days. So for this particular production, we started at 9 a.m. on Sunday with moving in and building the set and everything. And that went until 6 o'clock at night, getting all the technician lighting equipment and sound equipment installed. And then on Monday, we're there from, again, 9 o'clock until 11 o'clock at night. During the day, we're still getting stuff ready. During the evening, we ran what's called a cue to cue, which is a very sort of staccato kind of rehearsal, where basically people practice all the entrances, exits, sound cues. We just make sure that everything happens at the right timing, because it's a new space.
All right.
Yeah, dress rehearsal on Wednesday and panic today.
Perfect, thank you. And how do you ensure proper organization and maintaining a proper workflow behind the scenes?
That's going to vary. Some people are very naturally organized. I have checklists. If you come and look at my desk later, I have a checklist down to the minute of exactly what needs to happen when relative to showtime, because that way I make sure that I don't forget anything and I don't overlook anything, and I know roughly when it's supposed to happen, so it just makes me feel a little bit better. I use a lot of Google Sheets.
All right, perfect, thank you. And now, Jean-Guy, you usually work and take care of sound. What does that typically entail?
Well, for the English group of the theatre, the mixer, I make sure the levels are all right and the speakers are all set correctly to make sure that everybody can hear without feedback. So, and that's a little bit of a playing with the controls for a little while at first when the people are on stage. And other than that, it's not very complicated, but we store all the information in the mixer so that we can repeat that for another play, so we don't have to redo everything every time. So.
Okay, thank you. And is there a reason why we use microphones on stage instead of having the actors wear the mic themselves?
Having actors wear the microphones to have good enough microphones that aren't seen and we don't get noise, those are very expensive typically, and we're a how do you call it, non-profit theater group. So yes, we try and get set up without that. Plus there are some other problems with having a microphone on the person, such as last time we did a play, we did have one person with a microphone, and then we get clothes noise as the person is moving on stage or taking a coat on, putting a coat on or taking a coat off. So that was a little bit difficult to get it, so we didn't get too many noises. So that would be a little bit tricky if we had all the actors with microphones.
And I'm guessing the microphones that are on the stage are all strategically placed to ensure proper sound. Where do you place them and why?
There are 3 overhead microphones. Those pick up more general sound on the stage, and they pick up the rear part of the stage more. There are 4 microphones towards the front of the stage, and those are pointed towards the actors, and each one can cover maybe about a 30-degree angle. So 4 microphones covers the stage fairly well, and we don't notice a change of level too much as an actor walks around the stage.
All right, and can you explain to me why having sound effects and music can help elevate a production?
Well, there are a lot of sound effects that are required, such as a phone ringing and the doorbell, that sort of thing. So those are required, and they're usually listed in the play itself and in the script. Other than that, there's the music, the music, entrance music that is, and that's more for getting things a feel. It's the feel. And plus, at the end of the entrance music, that's the cue for the people coming on stage. The exit or the music at the end of the play is typically a little bit more boisterous, and it's to get people all more excited and clapping, that sort of thing. So it's a general big feel at the end. And that's pretty much it. Yeah.
And finally, I remember one production we had in musical numbers in between scenes. Was it challenging to have to record and potentially recompose songs for those numbers?
It's fun to do that. It's time consuming sometimes. I guess I spent probably a week or so getting the music together. And then we recorded Andy to get the 3 songs done. And afterwards, then there's some mixing and mastering to try and get everything to sound its best.
All things that you enjoy doing, I'm guessing.
All things that I enjoy doing.
All right, well, thank you very much, both of you, for that explanation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so now we're going to go speak with Dave Maynard, the director of the current production, to get some of his thoughts and impressions before the show. How are you feeling when you're about to finally see your vision come all together?
Well, you're always nervous, but we had a really good dress rehearsal on Wednesday, so I feel pretty confident it's going to be, well, if I can say, an exceptionally good show.
And are you usually nervous before a show?
Well, definitely when I've acted, I'm nervous. I get stage fright just like anybody else. Before you walk on for your first lines, you're always worried that, okay, am I going to kick into gear? Am I going to be okay? I'm going to know my cues. And when you're doing it as a director, you're nervous because you know where the potential pitfalls are for each of the actors, and you're just hoping that they're not going to fall into that trap again and get stung. But again, this is a particularly exceptional cast in terms of they're strong, they know each other, they get along really well, and they have a really good repartee. They help each other out on stage, which is the key when you're doing acting. Somebody may mess up on something, the other person will do or say something to kind of trigger you to get back on track. And they're doing a lot of that on every show, so it's good to see.
All right, well, thank you, and we'll catch you after the show.
Okay.
All right, so now we're going to go see on the actors before the show to see how they're feeling.
Very good. We're all looking forward to a great show. We had a blast at the dress rehearsal, so I think it's going to be a good night for everybody.
Ready to show the play to people and just get to have people enjoy it and laugh because it's just such a fun play.
And do you typically feel nervous before a show?
More excited than nervous. It's a lot of excitement and just anxious energy.
Okay.
But yeah.
Usually I feel a little nervous as the productions go on and I do more and more of them, I'm finding myself being more and more calm until right before.
This is just my second time performing on stage, so last time I was very nervous, surprisingly so. I'm not someone that's anxious at all normally. This time a little bit of jitters before the first, I'd say, dress rehearsal, the big one on Wednesday, but I'm feeling pretty confident, so barely any anxiety at all.
Normally there's always like a bit of like butterflies and nervous, but I think in this particular production we were a little bit ahead of the game, so I'm not as nervous as I normally am going on, so no, I think that has a lot to do with it when you're able to get everything put together ahead of time. Yeah.
I think it's normal that your stomach does a bit of a flip. That's perfectly natural, but I think we're all just kind of chomping at the bit and looking forward to getting out there, really.
So now we're going to talk to some of the members of the troupe. Why do you think theater, especially local theater, is important to have in the community?
Well, this is only my second play. So I joined when was the last play? November. So I joined the group, the group, yeah, and I joined basically to meet people.
I think it's very important because it gets all kinds of people together, all kinds of age groups, and they come from different social areas, and we all come together as a family, work together and become this group, and to perform and give something back to the community as well, and I think it's very important.
It entertains people locally. It also gives us a chance to socialize and be meaningful to a lot of people in the town of Saint-Bruno and outside Saint-Bruno as well.
It's a great form of art, and I think we benefit generally in life to have some art in our life.
Brings everyone together, shows off wonderful actors, the artistic side of all the people that have put the set together, the program, the costumes, the makeup, everything, and it's not expensive for our patrons. Anybody can come. It's not expensive, and it enhances the culture of our town, Saint-Bruno, and generally the culture around us.
If you like fun, if you like doing projects, if you like hard work, it's great. And there are also jobs where you can meet and greet, for example, at theatre. All you do is you turn up with this T-shirt on and you're fine, as long as you like meeting people.
So I'm now with Tina, who is the president of the Théâtre Saint-Bruno Players. Hi, Tina.
Hi.
How does it feel as the president to see so many people come out and support community theatre?
Well, it's very encouraging. This is an association that's been together for 50 years producing phenomenal plays, and to have the community still coming out to support us is very encouraging.
And why do you think it's important to encourage local theatre, regardless if it's English or French?
You know, a lot of people have a lot of hidden talents, and an organization like this, it's not just about acting, it's about building sets, it's about making costumes, there's technical aspects, there's a large, wide range of talents, and having a community come together with all their talents to put on a production is very fulfilling.
All right, thank you. In your opinion, what makes local theatre special compared to a big touring production, let's say?
I think it gives people an opportunity to find those hidden talents. A lot of people would maybe want to tenter le pouls or try and test their abilities to do different things. And at this scale, you can try many different things until you find something that really clicks and you go, wow, that's what I really want to do. And we've been very fortunate to have a wide range of age group. And these people, some of our younger members have been able to find a passion and move on and make careers out of it. So it's important to have that outlet for youth and for the community as well.
Awesome. And what would you say to someone who's never been to a play, a local play? Why should they check it out?
well, again, they would be very surprised to see how talented their friends are, and neighbors and people that they see in the community but have never spoken to. Gives an opportunity for community to come together, to celebrate, to socialize, and maybe someone will find that they suddenly have an interest in joining a theater group.
All right, so now we're before the show. We're gonna go talk to some of the public to get their impressions of the importance of local theater. Why do you think it's important to support local theater, especially when there are so many other entertainment options out there?
There's never too much entertainment or creativity. So every time you encourage creativity, there's always something else that grows and everyone benefits in the long run.
Well, because theater is so genuine to begin with, and it's not like a movie or a lot of effort goes into this, and it's human, it's with people, and yeah, I love theater.
I don't know, I think it's kind of a great thing for people to do close to home, and you get to participate in stuff. My dad's in this one, he's retired, so it keeps him busy, and I think it's kind of cool.
I think live theater is one of the best options you can have. Supporting community is very important, whether it's real local, like your hometown, or whether it's you're going into Montreal, but it's very, very important to support talent locally. You have some great options and some very talented people right in your home area. So I think it's a good place for us all.
And what would you say to someone who's never been to a local theater performance, and why should they give it a try?
Well, because they're so great. They're just so well done. They're almost, as far as I'm concerned, they're professional. There's so much effort and practice that goes into it, you know? Yeah, I love it.
It's a budget option for an easy thing that's easy to get to. It's very convenient, and you get to see people you know, either making fools themselves or having a good time or being very entertaining. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, I think they're really missing something, and it's a great opportunity to socialize and get to know people.
To me, these shows are just as good as the production in downtown Montreal. I've been to many downtown Montreal at Centaur Theatre, and this is just as good as the Centaur Theatre. Just because you're an amateur actor doesn't mean you're no good, and quite frankly, over the years there's been some really good acting at the Saint-Bruno.
So we are currently here with Brian Peddar, who is the host of South Shore Vibe at TVRS. Brian, you have a pretty big voice in the community, so I thought it'd be good to talk to you. Why do you think it's important to support local theater, especially when there are so many other entertainment options out there?
Well, I think that supporting local theater, and you talk about the different, the diversity of choice for entertainment, but for me it's really important because it's an opportunity to take a break from your TV screen in your living room, from your iPhone screen, where more and more we hear people say, too much screen time. And it's an opportunity to be present with a group of other people. It almost reminds me of in the old days when we say how we used to play, you know, but being in a room with 200 people together, social. Before the beginning of the skit, they say, turn off your cells and be present. So just that element I find is really important, and it almost brings us back to humanity, if you know what I mean. I do. And do you tend to feel more connected to the performance because it's local? Well, you know, I grew up in Greenfield Park. The last 25 years, my wife and our kids are older now, but we raised our children in Saint-Hubert. So the South Shore is like, you know, that's where we're from. And so what I love about the theater here and Théâtre Saint-Bruno Players, one is that they have the French and the English arm, so that they do shows in both languages, I think is beautiful. But also when you look at all the people that are working behind the scenes, from the people that are directing, involved with the script, preparing the set, acting, you've got people coming and pulling from all different towns throughout the South Shore, and if not beyond. And so being able to come 10, 15 minutes from my house in Saint-Hubert to see a really good quality production with people I know that are from this region, the South Shore, I think it's beautiful. So you would say that community theater plays a role in enriching the cultural landscape of the region? Well, I think that community theater is important. One, because it gives people from our region a place to go and to act in, a place to go and to give to learn, to be able to socialize, but also to use their skills, whether it's in preparing the set, decor, organizing, or acting. But they have a place locally where they can go and use their skills. They don't have to go into the city, or it's chez nous. So I think that that's important.
So you think it's important to invest in local arts, such as theater?
Well, I think we need, if you look at the guide loisir and culture for your local town or city where you live, you got a variety of things, from pickleball to preschool to teenager to adults to seniors. I think that community theater is an important branch on the tree of divertissement, of a variety for leisures, activities, and I think it's important. And having a place like this that has a beautiful auditorium, a place with a lovely stage, having a place where people can go, these physical structures and places also, that's really important. So yeah, I'm 100% behind it.
And finally, for anybody who's not sure about coming out to watch a play or support a troupe, what would you say to them to convince them to come out?
The last 5 years, I've come to about 4 or 5 shows. Come with my wife, and one of our neighbors comes, and I would just say what I've found is I get to experience a variety of emotions, from humor, laughing, to surprise, to curiosity. It's just every show. There's, it takes you on a journey, and you get to experience emotions. You get to learn, open your mind, and it's almost like aerobics for the brain, but very stimulating and very enjoyable, and good quality acting.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much, Brian. All right, so we are now with the Mayor of Saint-Bruno, Ludovic Grisé Farand, and Councilwoman Hélène Ringuet to talk to us. What role do you think community theater plays in enriching the cultural landscape of the town?
Look at how many people are here today. We've got more than 100. It's incredible. People want to participate, okay? And I think it makes the town more vibrant, right? And the luxury that we have is that Théâtre Saint-Bruno Players is the only troupe in Canada to be bilingual, okay? Which is great.
Perfect, thank you. And what do you believe is the value of investing in the local arts, specifically theater?
Well, it's very important to invest, and I think in Saint-Bruno-de-Montarville we take big pride in doing so. We put together an action plan with several actions, including theater, including arts, including dance, and of course we are going to present coming soon, beginning of May, our program for the Saint-Marcel-du-Lude here, and you'll see there'll be a lot of very important and interesting art.
Thank you. And lastly, why do you think people should support community theater troupes in general?
Just look around us. All the people here. It's another activity to do. We've got so many activities going, and you see here that a lot of those people are also volunteering and participating in other organizations in Saint-Bruno. So it's all the same people, and they're the people that make Saint-Bruno flourish.
All right, so as you just saw, the actors are getting off stage right now. We're going to get their impressions like right now. How are we feeling?
Sweaty.
Sweaty.
But
Happy?
feeling great. Feeling great.
Yeah?
Yeah, we knocked it out of the park.
How are we feeling?
Awesome.
Awesome?
Yes.
Yeah, great?
Fantabulous.
Awesome.
Yes. Great performance, guys. Thank you very much. So, bravo to the cast. Now we're going to let them talk to some of the audience members. They're going to thank them and stuff, and while we are going to go see some reactions after the show.
Absolutely the best play I've seen in years. Just fabulous.
It was excellent, excellent. The acting was fantastic. Very, very good.
Great. Lots of fun, yeah. You never know what was going to happen.
Oh, no.
Amazing, excellent, so professional. So happy that we came.
J'ai adoré.
Adoré?
Oui, oh, vraiment. Là, ils étaient excellents, les acteurs.
It was wonderful. It was very, very funny, very touching. Loved it.
It was amazing. Pure talent.
As usual, the Saint-Bruno players are always on point. Tonight was no exception.
It was very good. So much action. My gosh. Yes.
That was it. It was really funny. It was a real gas. We had a good laugh tonight.
It was amazing.
Amazing?
My wife works on the set and didn't say boo to me, and I was really, really amazed. It was fantastic. Beyond my expectations.
Yeah, we enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, and the actors put a lot of work into their craft.
Thank you. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, we were both very impressed how well they know their lines. Oh my goodness, yeah, it was fun.
I thought it was very well done. The acting was very good. Very good. Better than when I did mine, but whatever. I'm not jealous. Not at all. It was great. It was great.
It was really, really good. Really well. Yeah, really enjoyed it. Actually came for Robert, the lead player, one of the guys. He's part of our theatre group in Greenfield Park, but they were all great. It was really, really good. Well done.
No, staging was excellent. Characters were developed well. Movement around the stage, it was really done very well. Really well.
It was amazing. I had a great night. I had a lot of laughs. It was wonderful.
As you can see, people are really happy with the outcome of the show. So it's ecstatic. The mood in here is ecstatic. People are enjoying themselves, and they had a great night. So, Dave, how are you feeling after the show?
Oh, huge depression.
Huge depression?
No, I'm very happy. The actors did a fabulous job, and I'm proud of them. And it's great when everything just comes together and they click like that. It's a wonderful group.
Well, actually, they're all here right now. Is there anything you want to say to them while we're here?
Come back tomorrow?
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
I'll check my calendar.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so with that concludes our final episode of our show Behind the Curtain. And I'd like to take a moment to thank my amazing partner and camerawoman, Andrea Rubio, for helping me in bringing this project to life. I'd also like to thank the Théâtre Saint-Bruno Players for collaborating with me on this project, because without them, we wouldn't even have a show. And finally, I would like to thank you, the audience, for joining me on this journey and taking a peek behind the curtain. And with that, I say, until next time, thank you.